The Deer Farming Channel is brought to you in part by Record Rack Deer and Elk Feeds. As a deer hunter, I want to know all I can about America's favorite big game animal. That's why I became a deer farmer. Without deer farms, we lose our greatest resource for research and whitetail management. With them, we gain more knowledge than ever before. Join me as we discover the truth about whitetails and meet those who work every day to preserve this great species for future generations. My name is Keith Warren, and this is Deer and Wildlife Stories. Well, howdy, Steve.
Well, hey, buddy.
It's good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, man. Welcome to Galaxy Whitetail Solutions.
Well, thanks. Hey, everybody. We're in the state of Florida today at Galaxy Whitetails. This is Steve Munz. On today's show, we're going to introduce you to Steve and his family, and I want you to see this. The deer farming industry has changed. This is Steve's trailer that he travels around to different deer auctions around the country. You'll see Southern Boy on it. You'll see Hardy on it. Today, we're going to introduce you to Southern Boy, Hardy, and the entire deer family right here at Galaxy Whitetails. Let's go, man.
Let's go see some deer.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, man. I'm Steve Munz from Galaxy Whitetail Solutions, located here in Central Florida. Our facility is located about 1 hour northwest of Orlando, right up next to the Villages, one of the largest privately owned communities in the world. Our breeding facility consists of 24 pens, scattered oak trees, all live oaks scattered with Spanish moss. Really good breeze. It seems to be a great spot for the deer. You know, they can get in, get out of the cover, and that keeps the stress down and keeps our deer nice and calm.
I've been looking forward to coming to Galaxy Whitetails for, well, the better part of a year. And the reason why is because people in the industry have all heard that I'm coming here and they said, you just wait, you're going to be impressed.
One of the cool things about deer farming is how the family gets involved. They really cherish their time out there bottle feeding the babies and watching them grow. And that's actually how I got started, helping a buddy feed 16 fawns.
All right, this is the fawn barn. I want you to take a look. These are little stalls. On every stall, you've got a little board, note board. And what these note boards tell you is all the information about what's going on with the fawns that are kept inside of each of these little stalls. And this right here, this is Cheyenne. Her job is to bottle feed the fawns. So how are things going?
They're going very well. We're about 30 days to weaning all the fawns off. And they're very healthy, and they're all very friendly too.
You fixing to feed?
I am fixing to feed. I'm almost done making bottles.
Okay, good. Now listen, the reason why some deer farmers bottle feed their fawns, they're feeding doe fawns, first off. And the reason why is because we want our deer gentle. And when you keep your deer gentle, they're healthier, they're happier, and later on in life, healthy and happy makes them bigger. I want to show y'all something. These pens, watering deer is really important. You want to make sure and get deer to drink a lot of water. Clean water. The cleaner the water, the better. And in every one of his pens, what Steve's done here, he has a little watering trough like this. You'll notice it has a little float in there to where the deer come in, they get a little bit of the insecticide on their back coming through here to get rid of the bugs, so that keeps them calm. come in here and get some fresh water, and then they exit out there. And so by having a small watering area in the pen, it allows that water to get changed out a lot more often during the day.
We like the concept, you know, as long as we keep it small, water stays cool, it's replenished all the time, cool water.
I like the way that the grass is in these pens. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, you have, literally there's nothing here that could be any different manicured. I mean, any better. It's as good as it can get. I mean, look, you got palm tree. I mean, you've protected your trees inside the pens with little fences. And every one of these pens has got a little shelter. So the deer have got shade all the time.
Each shelter also has a misting system, like we
Wow.
have between the trees, just to give it more shade. It's like it's a little bit finer than a mister. It's actually called a fogging nozzle. And it will just, you can leave it on all day in the ground when you never get wet. It just dissipates in the air.
These are the luckiest deer there are right here. Deer farm deer, I'm telling you.
I'm Lane.
I'm Graylin, and Deer and Wildlife Stories will be right back.
The Deer Farming Channel is brought to you in part by New Dart, leading the industry in accuracy. It's really a unique business model that Steve has here because a lot of guys, especially now in Florida, you're not able to bring deer in from up north because the borders are closed. But Steve wound up acted early before the borders were closed, brought in lots of big, healthy deer, the northern genetics. And his business model is really to combine the northern genetics and the southern genetics to make a hybrid cross. Right here, this is a real nice deal too, where you've got where the deer walk underneath that, and they put an insecticide mix in here that gets on the back of the deer when they walk in there to get water. It keeps the bugs to a minimum on the deer, just really, really nice. But you'll see, I mean, he's walking down here with a bag full of cookies, okay? And his deer obviously are used to this because the deer, I mean, look how they come up.
Oh,
They're coming up, and the cool thing about doing this is that as they do this, these deer all have personalities, and you can take a good look at them, and you can tell if they're healthy or not, just, you know, by their behavior as you walk through here. So how many pens do you have total?
There's 24 pens out here.
Wow.
That gives us a diversity in the wintertime. You know, with some of the good bucks we have, we can break down the does. I like to give him 5 does, give this buck 4 does, give every buck a couple does, and that way, you know, it keeps them calm during the winter.
And so how many total deer do you have?
Currently right now with the fawns here is probably about 220 deer.
Wow.
We had a great fawn crop this year.
And folks, if you've ever heard of the Villages retirement community in Florida, the Villages is right there. I mean, it's like
Half a mile.
half a mile. And so this is amazing that you can have a deer farm located this close to a place that is so popular like the Villages. So, all right, this is pretty cool now. The cookie guys are here, guys.
Come on, guys.
Oh, they're not gonna get that one.
That was a bad throw.
All right, so we have 4-year-olds?
No, this pen's 3-year-olds. Everyone in here is a 3-year-old.
All right, who they out of?
Well, the white 103 tag, he is rigid over max bow. Real typical frame. The big boy there, he's a max bow XL son. He's just big brow tines. But we're trying to breed in more of the framier type deer, you know, the typical bucks. We like the Northern Cross because they have the bone. We're gonna bring it down here and breed it with some of the Southern bucks and try to, you know, still keep that typical look.
So what Steve has here at Galaxy Whitetails is really it's a hybrid. There's some people down here in Florida that really want to stay with just nothing but the Southern genetics. But what Steve has done, he's gone up north, and by listening to the pedigrees, the deer that like rigid, for example.
Right.
I mean, those deer, they're northern blood deer, and they mix them in with the southern blood, and so they really get a lot of that northern vigor. They get a little bit bigger, they have more mass, and I mean the frames are absolutely beautiful, and that's really what the industry's going for, big frames. When you come here to Galaxy Whitetails, you're gonna see a lot of deer, and we don't have except a half-hour TV show to show you, so take me to another buck pen.
Yep, got a good buck pen up here.
The Deer Farming Channel is brought to you in part by Record Rack Deer and Elk Feeds. Right now we're in Steve's handling facility, and he has a wonderful world-class handler right here. I want to show you a few things. He's got some boards up here on the wall with notes on it, who he's bred deer to, what deer is bred, when they're bred and all. But this is a typical handling facility. You're going to see all kinds of cool stuff well, virtually every handling facility has this kind of stuff. I want to tell you, these are the tools that you'll see in any deer farm. This right here is a new dart gun. Okay, this is the way that we, as a deer farmer, can medicate our animals from a distance, get the medication in them accurately and ethically. As far as the medication, it is delivered through a projectile like this, and this projectile is loaded in the rifle, and it just shoots down and it puts the medication in them, and it does it very effectively. Here's another tool right here, and you'll notice he's got a computer right here. Most deer farms have actually gone to the computer age now. We can't keep notes just on a pen and paper, although Steve does really good on his notes, but it's always good to have a good computer program. But these are just some of the things that you will wind up seeing in a good handling facility. And these deer right here, of course, are deer that he takes. These are the genetics that he has here at Galaxy Whitetails, and he takes this from show to show just so he can let people see the quality of the genetics. All right, well, I can tell what you have in here. You've got 3 1-year-olds and a 2-year-old, right?
No, buddy, them are all 1-year-olds. First rackers.
No.
Yeah, first rackers.
No, I'm talking about that one right there that's 200 and something inches.
No, it's a 1-year-old.
Really?
Yeah.
You're
That's a
pulling my
Southern
leg.
Express over hardcore doe. Yeah, that's 1-year-old.
Really?
Yeah, he's been putting out some nice yearlings this year. So we've seen him around the country at different shows, and this is one of them here we're pretty proud of.
Folks, Southern Express
Yes, sir.
is a unbelievable deer. And I mean, if anybody is a deer farmer, they know they've heard of Southern Express. If you haven't heard of Southern Express, you hear of him now. He's a giant, and he's a young deer.
Yeah.
And people started breeding him because his pedigree is so deep and powerful, and he's turning out some monsters. And then you put him on a hardcore doe.
Hardcore doe, yes, sir.
Holy smokes! And hardcore is one of my favorite deer ever.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a nice deer.
that deer, just talk about beautiful. And so you're talking about stacking the pedigrees right there. I mean, seriously, when I looked in here, I thought that's got to be a 2-year-old.
No, yeah, a lot of people think that, but he's a 1-year-old. That's his first rack. We're pretty proud of him.
Well, you ought to be. Are you gonna breed with him this year? Tell me you are.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna breed with him. We're gonna cover all our fawns with him this year, and a couple yearling does from last year.
Okay.
And mostly we're gonna go back to a Texas line with him.
Okay.
We're gonna
Now, if
take
somebody wanted semen out of that deer, would it be
We
available?
will draw him, yes, sir. I'll
Okay.
probably do a post-rut draw, so semen wouldn't be available for y'all to breed till next year.
See, I'm looking at these deer, and I think y'all look at them. They're very typical, and that's what Steve is really keying on here. Typical frames, but that one right there is exceptional.
He's gonna be a good one.
Oh yeah. Well, you got the
We
pedigree
look for
right.
good things for next year, man. We just hope he just keeps widening out and getting taller, and just feed him right and get the groceries to him, and let's go with it.
All right. If somebody wants more information about Galaxy Whitetails, give them some contact information, please.
They can give us a call at area code 352-330-BUCK, or you can also try us on our website at galaxywhitetailsolutions.com.
And folks, y'all do farm tours too,
Yes, sir.
don't you?
Be glad to do a farm tour anytime.
Well, if you come on out for a farm tour out here, all you need to do is just come on out and make sure and take your heart pills, because you're going to need them. There's a lot of big bucks to see.
And bring some cookies with you too. Our deer love treats.
The Deer Farming Channel is brought to you in part by New Dart, leading the industry in accuracy.
I'm Wayne,
I'm Graylin.
and you're watching Deer and Wildlife Stories with Keith Warren.
I'll have to show you a deer in here. I think you're gonna like his name.
Oh, really? What is it, like powder puff or something like that?
It means big head.
Big head, okay. All right. All right, these are what, 3 and 4 year olds?
Yeah, there's 2 4-year-olds. They're the green tags, and the rest of here's 3-year-olds.
Okay. Are they all northern southern mix?
No, everything in here was northern pens. It was part of our breeding process when we started this whole thing, and we got a pretty special deer out here. We named him Warren.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he's that good looking one over there, isn't he?
He's the one with the big head. No, I mean big horns. Big
There
horns,
you go.
Not big head.
I mean, a
My
big
bad.
head, big horns, big heart. I mean,
He's a nice buck.
seriously, his name's Warren?
His name's Warren.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. You did
His
that
dad
just
was
for
chief
me.
executive over Tomahawk, and we figured the big chief executive around here in the deer business, and
There you go. Well, that's
what
cool.
a fitting name.
He really is a good looking deer, but you know what? I look at them all and I'm going, these are northern deer. But you're
Correct.
looking at right here, northern deer
Yeah.
living in southern climate.
And having a good time.
Yeah. I mean, do you have any problems keeping them alive?
No, we take every precaution we can. We have these dips over here that we use with permethrin in them.
Yep.
We also use a misting system just for water. No chemicals, just water, just keep them really cool. The big bucks, they like to hang out, the fawns, they like to hang out in the sun, but it works pretty good.
Well, they are nice and healthy, and that's living proof right there.
Yeah.
About northern deer down here in Florida.
Yeah. Less stress, I think we keep the stress off them, and they do really well here.
Well, are these going to be your breeder bucks then?
No, these here are pretty much just cover bucks. We've got a big pen of breeder bucks over here you haven't seen yet.
Okay, well, I guess that's where Hardy is and Remedy and.
Yep.
Okay. All
Southern
right.
boy's out there also.
Oh,
He's pretty special this year.
There's a lot of people talking about Southern boy, so
Yes, sir.
I mean he's supposed to be big and bad. So.
Big wide stitches, son.
All right, let's go see him. Take me to him now.
Okay, let's go this way. What's the pen I've been waiting to show you? Here's our pride and joy of the farm right here.
Check this out. Monster buck. Monster buck. Ooh. Hey, bud.
They like them.
Hey, bud. All right, no doubt about it. These are the breeder bucks, aren't they?
Yeah, that's the pen I was waiting to show you.
Oh my goodness. All right. There's some monsters in here, Steve.
This is what we're kind of going for, that wide typical look.
Southern boy, right?
No mistaking him.
Holy smokes, look at him. No wonder everybody's talking about him.
Yeah, stitches over Reggie, 50-50 cross. That's the kind of line we want to go back with. That's why we chose Southern boy. Thought so much of him, I went up and bought his mom.
Did you really?
Yeah, we're going to breed her back to stitches this year and see what we can come up with there, see if we can come up with another one of him.
See, the interesting thing about it is the Florida borders were shut here recently, okay?
Yes.
And so what happened before the borders shut down, Steve wound up, he searched all over the country looking for the best genetics he could find, and he brought them down here, and it did so before the borders were closed. I mean, they were tested and healthy and everything else, and they're
Certified herds.
clearly, I mean, they're healthy. And I mean, take a look at Southern boy. He is a brute of a deer.
Yeah, he's really come on this year as a 5-year-old.
What a frame on him.
We had some really good fawns out of him this year.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I bred him to a Cardi Kid doe, and it's going to be, I was hoping for does, I'm a breeder. Ended up with 2 bucks that makes him back 4 times bucky. So
My gosh.
it should be some stem winders.
And that deer right there, who's that?
That's Remedy.
Ho, look at the drops on him.
Yeah.
Oh my
Big
gosh.
old Texas T-son.
Really? So he's a Texas T-son.
And he's only 3.
My gosh, and look at the mass on him, folks. I mean, he's got a great frame. He's got the drops. I mean, what a beautiful deer.
Yeah, we're waiting to see what he's going to score this year. He was 313 last year, 31 inches inside, and as a 2-year-old. And we'll see what he does this year.
So you used all these guys as cover bucks last year?
We bred with these bucks last year.
Okay. And is that Hardy?
Yep, that's Hardy right there. Yeah, he's Maxbow, double bred Maxbow, hardcore, over Maxbow Ranger. Super typical, been typical his whole life. Actually, I owned his mom, and somebody told me, says, wow, that white 29 doe, she's got a humongous son named Hardy.
Yeah,
I went and seen
that.
him, and there he was. So I had to bring him home and his womb sister.
Oh my goodness, well you have got some unbelievable deer. It's no wonder that the fawns that you're growing are going to be so big, because I mean, they may be little guys right now, but they got big blood in them.
Right.
That is fantastic.
Yep.
Good job.
Thank you very much. Look, we're looking for years to come.
job.
Hopefully these things just continue to go up as we move out and do the northern and southern crosses.
All right, if somebody wants more information, give them a telephone number.
Area code 352-330-BUCK or GalaxyWhitetailSolutions.com.
If you're a deer farmer in Florida, or you're interested in getting into deer farming here in Florida, I encourage you to call my friend Steve Munz with Galaxy Whitetails. If you've got any questions or comments about today's show, I would love to hear from you. I'm Keith Warren, and thank you for watching Deer and Wildlife.